Inconsistent viewpoints. Like I said before, what hurts a lot of black women and just modern women in general is that they want to be progressive in one area, but then turn around and be traditional in the next. So they'll have viewpoints that make no sense. The biggest one has to do with the role of a woman. Okay, the women want to have this debate about what a woman should do, and it's not, 1900 anymore, and, women are doing this and women are doing that. Fine. But then don't come on and talk about marriage. What pisses me off is you'll have these ultra-progressive black women. A lot of them are the ones that are doing these articles. They're very outspoken in their viewpoints and opinions. And they'll talk about what black women need to be and how they need to redefine themselves. But then come on and bitch and complain about why, black women aren't getting married, this, that, and the third. Why are you talking about marriage, but then talking about what you're not going to do? You're not going to talk about marriage, but then sit down and break down why you aren't going to be traditional, or why you should, redefine what you're supposed to do. It doesn't work that way. Like I said, if you want to be progressive, you need to find an alternative to marriage. Maybe you need to develop some sort of new title for a relationship between people who are progressive. But don't come on and talk about how, you're this progressive-minded, let's, rethink what a black woman needs to be, but then talk about marriage. Then talk about black men not stepping up, this, that, and the third. Like, come on now. It doesn't add up. Because the second you talk about marriage, it's certain things that are no longer debatable. If you want me to put a ring on it, quote unquote, put a ring on it, there's not much room for debate in terms of what I'm expecting out of you. It's just like a dude who wants to come on and he wants to tell a woman, oh, I want you to be with me, right? But I don't want to be a provider. You're going to say, sorry, buddy, right? I'll negotiate. But in terms of, you not being able to provide for a family, it's just not going to work. Like I said before, certain things, are debatable. We need to renegotiate, but certain things aren't going to be negotiated. If you're trying to get married, there are certain things that we as men are looking for you to do. We're looking for you to run our household. Now, the problem is a lot of women don't understand what running a household means, and this is the big problem. Men aren't stupid. I'm not going to come on here. Well, you guys already know. I only date women who, have a career. I don't care what race you are. If you didn't go to college, and more importantly, if you don't have a career, I'm not messing with you. I don't care how you look or where you're from. Right? So I guess my ultimate filter is, are you educated and do you have a career? Right? If you do have that, chances are we may work. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to come on and talk to you tomorrow about how women need to be cooking and cleaning 24/7. If you're working just as much as I'm working, and we're both getting home at 6 o'clock every day or whenever, is it realistic for me to sit up here and talk about how, my dinner needs to be waiting for me, or that my clothes need to be neatly folded and you need to be ironing my underwear and socks? No, it's unrealistic. But at the end of the day, I expect you to still run my household. So a lot of women are like, well, how am I going to do that? It's simple. People need to eat. If you have a family, people need to eat dinner. As a woman, your job is to make sure that we're eating dinner. So if that means that you have to tell me, hey, you get off before I do, stop by the grocery store and get dinner started, and when I come home, I'll finish it up, then I'll do it. You're taking that initiative. You're making sure that the family is eating. You may not be cooking over the stove, but you're setting it up. Or if you have some kids that are older, oh, honey, take out the ground beef and put it in the microwave to defrost it. Or preheat the oven. That's what my mom did. She would call and say, hey, you need to get this started. Right? Or if need be, I don't know, maybe we have a maid and it's her job to get dinner started. Or maybe, we need to order out. But your job is to make sure that the family eats. So you're running the household on that end of the spectrum. Yeah, you're not there with the apron on, cutting tomatoes and onions, okay? And for my Nigerian cats, frying our dodo, our plantain. It can still be done. If you need me to cut up the plantain and you come home and fry it, go ahead. Or if the daughter needs to get it started, she'll get it started. But at the end of the day, that comes from you. Do I expect you to be cleaning the house? No, because you're working just as much as me, right? But I expect you to make sure that the house is clean. So maybe you have to make a list of chores that everybody needs to do. Oh, husband, make sure that you take out the trash. Or husband, make sure that, the dog has food. And make sure that the kids know what they have to do. Every Friday we had a list of chores that had to be done before we can go outside and play. Right? And everybody had something to do. Right? But at the end of the day, that's spearheaded by who? The woman. So she's not the one cleaning everything. She does her part, but for the most part, she's setting people up. If need be, make sure that we have a maid that maybe comes once or twice a week. But that's on you. Once again, you're running the household. And I can keep going, but I think you guys get the point. That's what we say when we're looking for a woman who's traditional. Being traditional doesn't mean that you're cooking 24/7. It's stupid for me to come on and say that. And if you think that that's what I've been trying to promote to you, then you've completely missed me. I can't sit up here and tell you I want her to be cooking for me every day, but, at the same time, I want her to be this, woman who has a career. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. If she's a lawyer, she has stuff going on, but I expect for her to hop on her BlackBerry and be letting people know what's up, what needs to be done. Right? It is what it is. Okay? And I'm saying this so that we can move away from those barbaric conversations and debates about, it's 2010. If I'm working, why do I have to be the one cooking? No one is saying that. Like I said, you guys completely missed the argument. But it's still something that you need to get done. Just like if, for example, let's say you have a home and your grass is dead, your fence got blown down, or, you need to add some lighting or whatever. Am I going to do that myself as a man? No, I don't know how to install a sprinkler system. It's very complicated. I don't necessarily know how to put up a quality fence in terms of, making sure everything is measured off. I don't know how to necessarily fix certain parts of a car, apart from changing a tire, maybe changing the oil. But that's something that I'm going to get done. So my responsibility is to get that done, whether I'm doing it myself or I'm finding a contractor, finding a gardener, taking the car to a mechanic to get it worked on. That's my responsibility. It's something that I have to handle. Okay? And that's where we need to move the conversation. No one is saying that you have to be doing it yourself, but you have to be orchestrating and planning how those needs are going to be fulfilled. The needs that take place inside of a home, that is for the woman to take care of. Whether she's doing it herself or, outsourcing the sort of jobs that need to be done, you are the head honcho. You are the CEO of inside the home. And anything that takes place outside of the home, the man is the CEO of that. He's supposed to make sure that things get done. Whether he's doing it himself, rolling up his sleeves and putting on his work boots, or calling up the gardener and saying, hey, amigo, you need to be at my house at 8, get this sprinkler system put in. That's what he's supposed to do. Okay? So at the end of the day, understand that's what we're trying to say. And please don't come on and talk about being progressive and how it's 2010 and what you're not going to do, but then talk about marriage. That's a non-debate. Okay? And if you listen to what we have to say, we can still expect for you to be traditional and have a job and have a career. It's not either or. Once you understand what we want you to do. Okay? So that's my video. Hopefully, especially for the women, you guys listen very carefully so, we can get the ball moving and actually start to have the conversations that we need to be having. So you guys take it easy. God bless.